What's going on, Fizz Nation? Welcome back to the Fizz. Thank you so much for stopping by once again this week. All right, y'all, so we're not really going to have a lot of time for extra banter this week because you saw the thumbnail and you may have noticed that we're talking about not just one, not just two, but 3 different flavors this week. Every time a company releases a whole new line of product, it's so awkward to try and piece it up into different videos. So we're going to do what we've done in the past, and we're just going to try and get them all in one video, rate each individual flavor, and then rate the entire line as a whole. But y'all, I'm really excited about this one because this involves a brand that I never thought I would actually get to feature on this channel. You may have heard of Liquid Death. They are a canned water company. They've only been on the scene for a few years, but they have made a pretty big impact in the sparkling water industry. They sell canned mountain water, non-carbonated. They also have a line of flavored sparkling waters. They even have a couple of sparkling iced teas out there. And we are not talking about any of those today. Because Fizz Nation, this is obviously a soft drink review company, and we primarily focus on soft drinks. So why would we feature a sparkling water brand on a soft drink company? Well, that's simple. They have released a line of soft drink flavored sparkling waters. 3 specifically, and we're going to talk about all of them. These were officially released in January, but I only just now found them locally. Everyone say hello to Liquid Death Killer Cola, Rootbeer Wrath, and Dr. Death. Now, I need to issue a quick clarification because people have already been asking me about this. These are not soft drinks. They are sparkling water. Think along the lines of LaCroix and Bubbly, but they are soda flavored sparkling water, so as far as I'm concerned, it counts. So we're gonna go ahead and try all 3 of them today. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the content that you guys are here to see. We are gonna start with the Killer Cola. Let's go ahead and pop the top and give it the old sniff test. Okay, interesting. So this is kind of what I was expecting. There's really not much to smell here. It is very light, it is very faint, but the smell is almost kind of reminding me of RC Cola. Although there is sort of an odd sharpness to the smell that I'm getting. So I'm not really sure what to think based on the sniff test, but the sniff test is only gonna get us so far. So let's go ahead and grab our trusty glass with ice, give it the old pour, and let's get a better look at this. Okay, so just what I thought. It is clear. There is no coloring in this. I would not have expected there to be any coloring in this because, like I said, at its base, this is a sparkling water and not a soft drink. Get a look at that. So there's really not much to say about the appearance of it because, like I said, it is clear, as you can see. So we have smelled it, we have seen it, now it's time to go ahead and toss it back and give it the old taste test and see what it tells us. Fizz Nation, here's to you. Okay, this is interesting. Now, right off the bat, I have to remind you that the main way to describe your average sparkling water is sort of that it is an acquired taste. And the reason we say that is because the flavor is not in your face. It is very light, and it is kind of more of just a sort of accent than an actual flavor. This, however, has a bit of a stronger flavor attached to it. It does taste like a very watered down cola flavor, but it still has some of those classic cola notes to it. Kind of earthy, sort of like a light berry flavor attached to it. But it's sort of like a half step between your normal cola and your normal flavored sparkling water. This sparkling water gives you a little bit more flavor than your average sparkling water, which I think is kind of what sets Liquid Death apart from your average sparkling water company in the first place. No, it is not a strong flavor, but in this case, it's not a weak flavor either. Now, as far as the flavor itself is concerned, I don't dislike it. This overall experience is quite refreshing, but I do feel like a little bit more emphasis could have been put on the actual flavor itself. It doesn't need to be stronger per se, but the cola flavor itself just feels kind of generic. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it tastes kind of off-brand, if that makes any sense. And that just might be the fact that it tastes watered down because, like I said, at its core, this is not a soft drink. This is a sparkling flavored water. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Liquid Death Killer Cola 3 out of 5 sips. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and move on to the next flavor in our trio. This is gonna be the Rootbeer Wrath. Now, this is the one that I'm kind of looking forward to the least. You may have watched our live Sunjoy review in January. And if you did, you would remember me saying that I hold root beer to a very specific standard. Root beer to me needs to be very thick and it needs to be very strong in its flavor. It's got to have that frothiness on top of it that never truly dies down. And as far as I'm concerned, A&W root beer is kind of the standard bearer for what I'm looking for in a root beer. So anything that isn't that usually falls quite flat as far as I'm concerned. Pun very much intended. So let's go and pop the top and give it the old sniff test. Okay, so it smells like root beer. That's a very good start. So let's go ahead and get a look at it. Okay, same as I expected before. Absolutely no color to this at all. It is clear and see-through. But interestingly enough, the carbonation seems to last a little bit longer than the Killer Cola. All right, let's go ahead and toss it back. Here's to you. Oh, now this tastes like diet root beer. I mean, the flavor is not very strong and it's obviously not thick at all. But I mean, as far as the flavor is concerned, this might be one of the better tasting alternative root beer flavors that I might have ever had. It's not perfect by any means, but it tastes pretty good as far as the standard of a sparkling water goes anyway. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Root Beer Wrath 3.5 out of 5 sips. All right, y'all, last but not least, let's go ahead and try the one I've been looking forward to the most, Dr. Death. Obviously, this is their version of Dr. Pepper. This particular can was actually given to me by a coworker friend of mine. I had given up on trying to find these locally. I decided to go ahead and order them on Amazon. And then literally the day after I placed the order, she texted me and says, "Hey, I found that Liquid Death you were talking about." So she gave me this can at work. So everyone say thank you to Meredith for Dr. Death in the comments. So let's pop the top and give it the old sniff test. Okay, all right, I see what they're going for here. This is definitely a sweeter and fruitier version of the Killer Cola. Definitely smells like an off-brand Dr. Pepper, which I know is kind of what they were going for. So let's go ahead and get a look at it, although I'm pretty sure we know exactly what we're gonna see. Exactly, just a clear, carbonated beverage, just like the other two. And let's go ahead and toss it back. Here's to you. Yep, pretty much exactly what I expected. A watered down off-brand Dr. Pepper. It's got that classic berry licorice kind of undertone to it, but again, flavored water, not soda. Though again, for flavored water, not bad at all. I'm gonna go ahead and give Dr. Death 4 out of 5 sips. Okay, so what do I think of the Liquid Death soda flavored sparkling waters? I'm not gonna lie, Fizz Nation, nothing hits like a true soft drink in my opinion, but I have acquired the taste for sparkling water. As I've mentioned previously on this channel, my favorite sparkling water brand is Bubbly. They just have the biggest variety of flavors that I personally enjoy. That said, Liquid Death came out swinging here. See, more often than not, when you see a sparkling water beverage, it's usually just fruit flavored. I genuinely do not remember the last time I saw a soda flavored sparkling water in the wild before. So this is a very ambitious new endeavor for Liquid Death. And I feel like for the first attempt at doing something like this, they did a pretty decent job. Obviously, these aren't gonna fool anyone. You're not drinking a full-on soft drink, you're just drinking a flavored sparkling water that kind of tastes like soft drinks that you would enjoy. But for what these are, I have to say, pretty good job. And so it is because of that that I'm going to give the overall soda flavored sparkling water line from Liquid Death 4 out of 5 sips. But that rating comes with a caveat. As I said earlier in the video, flavored sparkling water is an acquired taste, and it is a taste that I have acquired. Your mileage may vary. Because as always, that is just my opinion. I would love to know yours. Have you found any of these yet? Have you tried them? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, Fizz Nation, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me this week. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by. Do us a favor, make us famous in that algorithm. Go ahead and hit that like button. While you're at it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, please ring that bell so you don't miss any notification for future videos. I'm gonna get out of here and finish this up. You guys have an awesome week, and we will see you next time.